Hi, my friends. So yeah, so this is the book club, right? Funny name to say, but we're talking about the book Think and Grow Rich, which, and I was telling this to Jamie before. I'm not sure if you're here, Shirley, but this book was recommended to me like 7 years ago by a kung fu master, like no shit, kung fu master, and he's like, look, Alex, he's like, I've given this book to all of my students over like the last couple decades. And he's like, a lot of them have become multimillionaires out of this book, have changed their lives entirely, like really inspiring stuff. And back then, I wasn't in a very empowered part of my life yet. So I really didn't take the coaching and do it. I just kind of forgot about it. And the last few months now, I've been reading this book with a bunch of really powerful, badass women in San Diego. We all live in different areas, but we all do the book together. And a lot of the principles and methodologies, the distinctions from this book are like, I'm also now reading it right from my background training that I've done. And it really is like super powerful, very effective, very tangible stuff, not just like knowledge based theoretical crap. It's actually like, here's what I'm talking about, and then here's how you do it in real life. Do these practices, create these habits by this way. So I love the book because it tells you like no shit how to actually become someone that thinks like a millionaire, like who thinks like someone that could create a business that could alter how they're thinking, not like just like do this, but like this is how you're going to do it. And it's really awesome. And I've been taking on some of the methodologies from the book in my own personal life, and yeah, it's really powerful, really effective. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to like talk about. So everyone, right, the intention is that every week we'll all read the one chapter at a time of the book, and then we'll like talk about it in these kind of like huddle calls together, right? Which won't be that long. It'll be like about a half an hour or so. So has anyone here yet, and if you read the book already, they have, has everyone here yet read the first chapter of the book? And if you can, you could just shout out or raise your hand. I'm looking at the participant list here. So has everyone read at least the first chapter? And to make this even simpler,
I did Audible.
Yeah, Audible's fine too. That's great. So Jamie did. I know I did. I know Shirley did. So Sean and Shelly, have you both read the first chapter?
I've read the book like a few times over. I have not read it in a while. And
Okay.
I thought this was the other meeting. So
yeah. Hey, that was my mistake. My bad.
But it's all good, man, because I love Think and Grow Rich. Like I said, I've read it. I was referred to that like 20 years ago. So
there you go. Awesome. Cool, man. So you're good. And then Shelly?
Yeah, I'm the one that said I did Audible.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Okay, so everyone's read chapter 1. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just start the conversation, right? So Shelly, what did you hear in the Audible about chapter 1 from the book?
What I heard was the mindset, the shift in mindset in terms of there was no other choice but to be successful in what he was going after with the partnership. Like he left himself no other choice but to succeed.
Okay, so what would you say you got as a principle or methodology from that could be applied to your life now, that story?
Not quitting, maybe shifting, but not quitting.
Okay, awesome. Anything else?
Nothing jumps out right now, no.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so what you heard, right, it sounded like was how persistence is necessary, right, in success. Totally, right?
Yep.
Cool, awesome, great. Anyone else want to share what they got from the first chapter?
Yeah, I'll share. The burning desire is your passionate vision to, obtain a lifestyle, but impact, the world. Essentially, you have to have your burning desire that really creates that persistence, that it's such a strong desire. It's not like a normal desire that you could give up on, but something that is like maybe your higher calling.
Got it. Yeah, totally. So something that like you want so badly that you'll do whatever it takes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Got it. Thank you. Anyone else?
Alex, is this the 3 feet from gold chapter?
I think so. This is the one where he tells a story about how he went after like Thomas Edison to work with him with his project.
Yeah, he was like homeless and rode a train over there,
Yeah.
train and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyone else want to share, or is it my turn?
Your turn.
All right, thanks. I'm actually getting my dog right now. It's funny. Yeah, so for me, what I got from this chapter, and you guys said it both beautifully, right, is two of the main mechanisms for success is what I got, is persistence and desire. And what Jamie was alluding to, right, and saying is like, if you want to be successful, you have to become someone who, like, when you say you want something, like your life mission now is that. Like the guy who gave up everything and did whatever it took, right, to work with Edison. He did it. He's like, hey, I don't know how, I don't know why, but like, what do you need? What can I do? Because I'm going to be working with you in the future. And he gave him some like crappy job, right? But he didn't care because that was in fulfillment of him working with Edison, right? So whatever it took, he was willing to do. And what the book talks about is more so how, like, as a way of being, right, you have to start being someone. And I say have to because this is a requisite. You have to find something, in my opinion, that you are like, no shit, like I am getting this. Like I'm getting this job. I'm becoming a millionaire. You know, I'm getting married. I'm having a family. I'm having like whatever. Like so like confident about it. So sure of yourself. And in reality are willing to give up everything for it. Being relentless about it. Now the breakdown, in my opinion, is that most people are never that way about mostly anything in their life ever, right? There are obviously certain survival needs like food, shelter, and safety. Of course, you're going to go for those because you have to. You don't have a choice. But this is more like a created way to live life, right? Like this guy was like, I'm going to be working with that man in my future. I don't know how, but it's going to happen, right? He had no idea how he was going to work with Edison. But notice how that didn't matter, right? He said it out loud as a declaration, and that was it for him. Like, that's it, game over. It's just going to happen. Now it's just me doing whatever I see necessary now to make sure it happens, right? So board a train, go to where his, warehouse is, whatever. Find out where he works at and talk to him and tell him this, like inspire Edison by saying, hey, I don't know you. I just met you and we're going to be working together someday. Right? Edison was like, yeah, sure, bro. I'm obviously making this more modernized, my language, but like he was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? Edison didn't believe him yet, and that's something I really invite you to get, right? Even though it was real for that guy, it wasn't real for him yet, but for him, it already happened. So what do you all hear in that?
Gotta see it to believe it.
Yeah, the belief in yourself is more important at first than the belief of others in you.
Did we lose him?
I know he was getting his dog, so
I was getting my dog, and I
he
was
was
here.
getting his dog.
I heard y'all. Nugget's now in the car. He's laying down in the back. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, right. With everything you guys said, right, for sure, and gals. Yeah, like what I've noticed reading this chapter is just how freaking challenging it is, isn't it? To really have a burning desire for anything. I mean, shit, when I was depressed like last year, I didn't want to get out of bed. I mean, seriously, like, talk about a desire. I couldn't even go out of bed and take a freaking shower, for Christ's sakes, let alone want to start my own company, So, like, how do you generate that? How do you create desire when there is none? What do y'all think?
Well, I think part of it is finding that passion. Like what's going to be the driving force for your passion, right?
Well, the driving force, not so. But yeah, I agree with you that finding something you can be passionate about, right, to pursue
Yeah,
could already have the desire there, right? Because it's something that you say you want to do.
right.
Great, yeah. So what I'm hearing, right, is identifying what there is for you in your life that you could commit your life to, something that you could be passionate about. So, Shelly, what are you passionate about? What would you say you have a desire for accomplishing in your life?
Definitely independence.
Awesome.
Yeah, independence and providing the things for my kids that they want in terms of the next step in college and, so
Yeah.
that they can be independent as well. So,
Got it. So you have so now would you say that's a burning desire? And let's distinguish this, right? Desire is like I want something, like I want to fly is a desire, right? Probably not ever going to happen without wings or some kind of artificial, right, technology. But it's a want, right? I would say a desire is like a want. But when we say burning desire, what do you all hear from that? Because that's very distinct from desire.
Need.
I wouldn't say need, because that's more like a survival thing. Like food is a need. You don't need to have a burning desire to find food, especially in America. It's available everywhere. So what would you say a burning desire? Remember, and let me distinguish a little bit more. A burning desire is not a biological need, right? It's something that you create for yourself for, I don't know, because you think it's important. Like Shelly being independent is important to her, right? Maybe not someone else. Maybe some people, like for example, I was in the Marine Corps. Some people loved being dependent, Shelly, on the military. They took care of you 100%. They paid for your food, shelter, insurance. So cushy, nobody would want to leave, right? So they didn't care about independence, but you do, right? You find that important to you.
yes,
So,
I do.
so yeah, I could tell you do, right? So
Yeah.
once again, everyone, and this is really vital to get, in my opinion. How can we distinguish a desire from a burning desire? What do you think, all of you?
Maybe your burning desire is like 10x, like so huge, for me to do a conference with Tony Robbins or something like that. Like, what? No way. But, maybe my desire, a normal desire would be for me to, win a dance competition or something that I have talent to achieve, but it's believable, when a burning desire might be unbelievable.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, right. So maybe a burning desire is like kind of like an impossible dream that could happen, but it's very unlikely. Whereas a desire is something you can do.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Anyone else? This is so good, by the way, because I love hearing all the different perspectives here on this word, these two
I
words
have
here.
a burning desire.
For what?
Like I'm doing it, which is really cool. But it took a long time to get here, and that book did help. But
Sean, what is it? Do you mind telling us what was the burning desire you had years ago?
the
It was
burning
what?
desire was to be able to help people better themselves while I bettered myself. So constant learning, constant teaching, doing something I love, and doing it remotely. And I've accomplished all of that.
Yeah.
Now now I'm in, we all met, well, how we met, but my desire now has obviously evolved because it's growing organically based on the successes that I'm having. So, and go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're playing this game. Yeah, what I was gonna say is you just really distinguish it really well, but you didn't distinguish it yourself. The way you said it distinguished it for me really nicely, but I'm not sure if anyone else heard it. So based on what Sean said, how would you then define a 20-year burning desire? What is that?
It's living your life, loving what you do. So you don't work, you just play, and you play at the highest of levels because you enjoy it. And because you enjoy it, that passion seeps into other people. And it has
Mhm.
an infectious thing that happens. And, you know, did I know 20 years ago I would be remote closing? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did I
Uh,
want to? Heck yeah, I did. Did I see other people doing it? Yes, I saw other people doing it. But did I feel I had my way? No, because I had a specific way that I needed to do it based on who I am. You know what I mean? And everything's been
yeah.
accomplished except for the money portion at the
Yeah.
level I want and
Yeah.
need.
Yeah. Very good. So everything you just said, Sean, is a result of your burning desire. My question though is, what is a burning desire?
Well, I
And
mean,
by the
it's
way, and by the way, you're living it right now to this day. You just can't distinguish it just yet. So what is a burning desire? If you had to like define it, what the hell is it?
it's
Anybody?
like your every waking thought is towards your goal.
Yeah. Did I say more about that?
Well, I mean, you become obsessed. You
Okay.
Everything that you do, every thought that comes into your mind is all towards that burning desire. Every conversation you make is towards that burning desire. Every,
Oh,
you know, every day that you lay your head down, did you do everything towards your burning desire? And that's, you know,
uh-huh. So
that's
what
how
would you
I do.
what would you call that? Yeah, what would you call that? Like 20 years ago, if you were thinking about how your life was going to be 20 years later, what would you say you're now creating for yourself as a burning desire? A what? A 20-year what?
20-year goal.
Okay, yeah. So
I mean,
anyone else?
I don't know if I'm understanding the question. I'm
Your
sorry.
dream? Is it your vision or your dream?
Well, maybe, right? But do you always fulfill on and go after your dreams and visions like Sean did for 20 years?
No.
Well, I mean, you could, right? But do you do it every time?
No, I haven't gotten into the habit of training my every thought and choice towards the burning desire.
Okay, yeah. And right, what I was saying though is that when you have a vision or a dream, like as human beings, do we always fulfill those? Probably not, right? On average? Because we have so many of them,
It's a
right?
burning desire, you will. Right?
Yeah, no, but yeah, very good, right? Yeah, that's the next Sean, because right, we're distinguishing now a burning desire from everything else, because it is very unique. So, and believe me, I don't want to give it away. That's why I'm holding myself back here, because I don't want to tell you. I want you guys to discover for yourself. And Sean, you're doing a great job, man. Seriously, creating this for us. So anyone else besides me, Sean, and Jamie, thanks Jamie for your input. What is a burning desire then if it's not a dream or a vision? Or it's not like a real, like a, whatever. Like, what the hell is it then? That would have Sean spend 20 years of his life doing it and going after it. What the hell is it?
Is it his belief?
I mean, it could be, but we have beliefs all the time. They wouldn't drive you 20 years doing something, would you? On average?
Is it your commitment?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would argue when you have a burning desire, like Sean did 20 years ago, in that moment of time, he made a commitment. He chose that this was now his future. This was now his life. And as Sean said really well, everything that fulfilled that future, he did. And everything that didn't fulfill it, he didn't do. And what drove him was a burning desire. You can call it other words if you want that support this, like motivation, inspiration, whatever. But he had a desire, he had a commitment to that future coming true that he was willing to give his life for it. His life. Just like the guy did in the book, right? He gave up everything for this commitment to work for and actually work with Edison one day, right? And he eventually did because he gave his life for it. It wasn't like a nice idea. It wasn't a passing thought. It wasn't a belief, a wish, dream, good idea. I already said that right. Whatever, right? It wasn't a goal even. He was like, no, this is happening. Over my dead body, this is happening. I'm working with Edison. There's my dog barking. And that's it. And that's it. That's the name of the game, right? Is that he said it's happening, and that was it.
My dog's perked up.
So now, what does everyone hear now? What a burning desire is.
It's everything you're talking about. It's like it's what you do, who you be. I mean, I literally am what I am. Like, I have become what I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? Probably like Jamie would with her dance, it sounds like. Right?
Well, I feel more of a burning desire in another area, so I can go into it. Or dancing's more of just like a dream, like it would be nice, but I'm not over my dead body. Like, I'm not willing to give up everything else for that.
Yeah, good for you. And that's good. I think that's really good to know, right? Because you want to know what your priorities are, right? You want to know, like, what are you willing to like for me, right? I have a commitment. I really do have a commitment to the world. That's what I declared, that around me, people are heard, self-expressed, powerful, and wealthy. And everything I do, every business I have, every conversation I engage in, literally fulfills that future, everything. And whenever I'm out of integrity, and I either feel like crap or I upset someone or myself, and I have to like deal with that shit, right? Because that's not at all who I said that I am and what I'm creating for my future. And for me, I have a burning desire for that world to be in existence. I don't know, have a year set, but I say that in my future, people will become wealthy, they'll be powerful, and that's like a lifelong mission, right? And that's it. And desire to kind of cap this here, right? Because right now it's just me, Jamie, and Sean, by the way. Shelly had to go, right? What we distinguish here is desire. Actually, in the book, it says that definite a purpose is the number one thing first, like kind of like what you're doing, and then what drives that is the desire, right? So I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm gonna be doing trading, I'm doing coaching. That's what I'm doing, and then what's driving that is the desire, the burning desire to have a world like that exist around me, right? That's like the end game. That's what I'm creating, my future, and what drives that is that I really like no shit want that to happen for everyone, and I'm very inspired by that. I'm very passionate by that, and what the chapter 1 talks about is like, look, if you want to be someone that causes insane, miraculous results for your life, you want to have to know what the hell it is. That's like the definite purpose or whatever. And then desire is what's going to ensure it happens. Because right in life, you're going to experience breakdowns. Like for me, I'm having a trader server here with 3 partners, and then they don't want to work with me anymore. That's a breakdown. Why? Because I was moving too fast of a speed, honestly, for them that they were uncomfortable with. So they're like, Alex, you're a great guy. Good luck, but we can't work with you anymore. Now, I could have let that stop me, but I didn't. I was like, okay, no problem. Great. Now I'm on my own. I could do whatever I want now. I could do this one thing. Like I was very empowered around that event. And I was like, great. Now, Alex, how can I take what just happened and convert it and turn it around into, how can I now create something to fulfill that future again? Well, I can create my own servers. I could now create partnerships, and I did. And within 1 month, I created 4 new businesses out of that one Discord server trading, and I made $5,000 in profits already in 30 days. Now, some people, when that would happen to them, right, they may get depressed or pissed off, right, or upset that their partners kicked them out. But notice that because my commitment my burning desire for that future, to have people know themselves as powerful, heard, and wealthy, this is really important here, was more important than my fucking feelings and my emotions about being upset. That I just moved on from it like within a day. I already had my first server up and running already. That did not stop me. Like it didn't stop Sean in over 20 years, because we were committed to something greater than our thoughts, feelings, and emotions that, by the way, you don't control anyway, because we were committed to something larger than us. And that's what drove us, that burning desire to create that future for us, our families, and everyone around us. And we were like unrelenting, unyielding. That's what it looks like in reality when you have a burning desire for anything, is that literally nothing can stop you. You're a fucking force of nature. Seriously. People can't stop you. They can't impact you. They can't, whatever, turn you down. No, they don't, because this is your life. You're saying how it goes. You're saying how it goes, and nothing's going to stop you. This is what your life is now about, in part, right? Not everything, but in part, this part of your life, that's it. Game over. Around me, that world is already here 20, 30 years from now. I'm just now doing the labor to make sure it happens. That's it. Sean, exactly the same thing. He was already being that person that he is today 20 years ago. It was now just that now he has the results in reality to show it. But he already had it in his mind 20 years ago, like I did right now for my future. That's what a burning desire, I argue, really is being so committed to something that you say, not your biological needs say, but that you say is worth your life, worth your time, and worth all the heartbreak and bullshit you're gonna have to deal with to get there. Because none of those things matter. All that matters is that future that you say is important to you, and that you say right now is already here and it's gonna happen. That's what I got from the book, and I'm tying a little ontology into this as well, not part of the book, just to give it more more power. So that's what I got. What do you both hear out of everything I just said for yourself? So what do you hear for yourself that could empower you now with what we're talking about?
Well, I just personally am expanding my dream and having a new burning desire, because my first burning desire was to do what I love and love what I do. And then, now it's a burning desire to make money a non-issue in my life, so I don't even think about it. It's so abundant that I don't think about it. It doesn't waver any decision that I make ever. And I will not stop, not cease, not anything until that's attained. And then that's just, in my opinion, that's just beginning kindergarten at that point. So you don't even know who you are, I don't think, until you remove the money. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And that's empowering me to do it. Like the thought process from this book has absolutely paved the thought process to get it where it is now.
Wow, so, that's amazing, man. And honestly, Sean, you're a great testament to the book, because you've read it 20 years ago and you're now like the embodiment of the book in your real life. So that's pretty awesome, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, man.
Yeah, of course. All right, Jamie, anything else for you? We'll end on you here.
Yeah, I would say my burning desire is focused on housing and empowering people and families to, not feel like they're a slave to a mortgage, but understand laws and development, and just become more aware. My mom and I lost our house in 2009, and it really fucked up our life. So I feel that my burning desire is to let young people know that they can own a house at any age, that they don't have to go to school and spend money if they don't know why they're going, and just to get out of the traps of, societal, hurting per se. But I'm not sure if I want to just teach principles or actually work with builders and develop affordable homes for people, because the laws in this country are that you can be a foreigner and buy a house, but I kind of want to make sure that, local people get that opportunity despite, you know, some foreigner with all their cash coming here. No offense. I mean, business is business, but I'm willing to fight to the grave to make sure my American brothers and sisters have a right to purchase a home that they can afford.
Yeah, good for you. And I definitely hear your passion in there, right? Your commitment to people. Totally. And what's cool, Jamie, is that you could create this as a context for you to live inside of, right? And then once again, whatever opportunities show up to fulfill that commitment, you'll look into, research, and maybe do. And things that don't, you won't. You'll ignore them. So this way, you're not wasting time at all. If something is not supporting or fulfilling that commitment, which you just said, then obviously you're not going to probably be interested in it at all. You probably just not even notice it, care about it, whatever. And that's great, right? I think of this as like a true north for your life. This will keep you on track. This will tell you if whatever you're doing is what you should be doing, to say should, right? Based on whatever you said is important to you and worth your life. So very cool. Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording here. Hey, I think that was a fun conversation. We definitely got into the world of burning desire, and we'll talk more about this in the next chapter next week.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, everyone. Love y'all. Take care.
See you guys.
All right, bye, guys. Later.